So it's one of the important question in the interviews. They'll be asking, what are the different roles we have? What are the different roles we have? Where do we customize the role? Can we create a new role? Which scenario you created the new role? What was the requirement? So these are all general questions you will expect in the interview. So role is basically access to the application. There are four different types of roles, four different categories: abstract role, job role, duty role, and another one is data role. Four different categories we have. Okay. And the same roles will find in even finance or supply chain management, anywhere, the entire application. There is something called privileges that is a different, right? It will not come under the particular role. So if the interview point of view, if they ask us, can you tell me what are different categories of roles we have? We can say four: abstract role, job role, duty role, and data role. Okay. So out of these, what are the roles you have worked most of the times is job role and data role. These two will be working. We'll be copying the job roles and try to create a new data role. It's very common requirement in every project. It comes under security. It's a responsibility of both functional as well as technical. As a functional consultant, we are supposed to configure the roles and security profiles, as well as technical guys also will be working on this. Okay. So where do we find out the list of roles available for a particular module, or all the roles comes under a particular offerings? Where do we find this? We will be working with Security Console. Let's go to Tools menu, Security Console. So far, Security Console, we might have used only for managing the user's information. And now we are talking about this tab, roles information. Go to roles tab. So here we can search for job roles, duty roles, abstract roles, and other roles. It comes as a data roles. Data roles we cannot go for configure from here because it's a combination of job role with security profile. We'll be talking about that in the next level. For example, if we talk about first one, abstract role. So the question is, what is abstract role? What are different types of abstract roles we have in human capital management? So abstract role is basically, it's a standard roles provided by Oracle. It's predefined. It's predefined role provided by Oracle. It has got access to the standard functionality. It's got the access to standard functionality. When I say standard functionality, when employee log in, he can access the self information. If manager log in, he can access the self information as well as the employees who are reporting to him, that my team. It means he's a manager. He can access the team members' information also, right? So that comes as a another standard functionality. So abstract roles we are going to use to perform the standard functionality in our application. What are the different roles we have here? One is employee role. Another one is contingent worker, nothing but contract employee. Another one is line manager. These are different types of roles in abstract. It comes under abstract role, employee role, contingent worker, line worker. For example, we would like to see all these three. Then what we have to do is we can go for select abstract role. And I'm going to search for employee role here. In the role code, there will be a abstract underscore abstract. That's the naming convention maintained by Oracle. End of the role code. We can see that role name is employee role. Code is PR, nothing but persons, employee abstract. So what it will do is it will identify the person as an employee. It will identify the person as an employee here, and it's going to be accessible here. And go for it. Edit role. If we want to edit this particular role, we can edit from here. If you want to copy this role, we can go for copy. For example, when you are working in the support project and client says that X employee is able to access this particular functionality, and why employee is not able to access this particular functionality. Can you just find out what could be the reason, what is missing in the role? Then what we'll do first, we have to find out for that users, what are the roles are assigned. Let's say for X user, role 1 is assigned. For Y user, role 2 is assigned. Role 1 has got 40 to 50 access, application functionality access. Role second user has got the access to role 2. Role 2 has got around 40 to 50. Okay, let's go for compare these two roles so that we'll come to know exactly what is missing over there, exactly which data privilege or any other roles we are calling from this role 1. Okay, so that we can find out here. In that scenario, we can go with compare roles option. System will ask us another role name and it will show you exactly what is there in role 1, what is not there in the role 2, so that we can easily understand what is missing, the accessibility here. Simulate navigator is basically whenever we assign any role to the user. So for we are discussing that where do we test that role is applied to the user or not. Where exactly will test? For example, we have assigned payroll manager role or human resource specialist role or line manager role we have assigned to the employee. I wanted to check where exactly this role will be updated and where we can check the role has been applied or not. We'll do it from navigator, right? So from the navigator, we'll come to know, okay, human resource specialist role has been updated. Line manager role has been updated. Employee role has been updated. When I go to tools menu on security console, IT security manager role has been applied. Like that, we can find what are the functionalities are getting updated from here. Simulate navigator, this is an option. Simulate navigator, this is an option over here. Okay, so this is about the roles where we can go for access and what are different categories of roles and what is abstract role and what are different types of abstract roles we have. Okay, for example, I would like to see one by one role functionality, how it is apply, how it is working. What we'll do is we'll hire an employee first. First, we'll see without role whether employee will be able to access the application or not. Then we'll go for add the employee role. Then we'll go for add contingent worker role and make sure that he's a manager. Then you can go for add line manager role. Okay. So what we'll do is let me hire one employee. Go to human resource specialist role here, new person, hire employee. Let's say we'll make him as manager. Yes. I'm going to mention that he is a manager. Even though he is a manager, first of all, he is employee, right? First of all, he is an employee. So I'm going to say that he is a manager. And let's go for submit. Now let's go for security console. The moment when we hire an employee, automatically user account will be generated here. Last name dot first name. Let me reset the password. So by default, what happened? The system has got automatically assigned one role called employee role. Employee role is automatically assigned. So why it is assigned? Where do we configure this? Is we have role provisioning rules that we'll be discussing in our next session. In role provisioning rules, what happened? While creating the role provisioning rule, system will ask us, is this role automatic assignment to an employee, or is it going to be, self attachable or requestable, that we are going to specify here. Right now, I don't want the employee role. Let me remove this, edit. And delete from here. Now, without roles, the user does not have any roles. So if you do not have the access to the role, then you cannot perform any actions. You cannot perform any transactions in the application. Let me just log out and log in. Now we can see that when user try to go to navigator here, no information is available other than some standard information about the application. There is nothing available here. Same thing from user menu also. He cannot perform any other activity. Okay, so that's about without roles. Now we are going for employee role. We'll assign employee role to John. We need to log in as an admin role here. search for user. Let me assign the role called employee role. It's abstract role, right? You will find the role name is same, employee name, and role code is different. PER underscore employee underscore abstract, ORA underscore PER underscore employee underscore abstract. Generally, if we use any role, it's not a problem. Both are going to be same. But generally, we'll go with PER underscore employee abstract. There will be a copy. System might have created some copy, or someone might have created the copy role here. So that might be having different. Okay, so that we don't need to worry about that. Let me just go to add role membership here. Now we added only one role called employee role. Now we can find me option. Me is basically it's an employee role. Me means self-information. We can also call it as a self-service HR, self-service HR. Okay. Here, employee can access personal information and directory who are reporting, payslips information, journeys. They can update their talent management information, nothing but different performance rating levels and learning in case if employee wants to go ahead with learning options here. If they wanted to enroll for any course, learning is a separate module you will find in ORC. And employee wants to apply for a leave, it comes under options management. If employee wants to involve in any volunteering, so big organizations will be providing the voting options, right? And if they have some personal brand, any expenses can be claimed from here. So this is all about the self. That's what I said. Abstract role will be used to access the standard functionalities for an employee. Okay. If he is an manager, for example, so if he is a manager, we'll assign the line manager role here. So line manager role we are going to add. So he is employee as well as he is a manager also. We have configured that and we added the role also. Go to navigator. We can find this is employee role and this is going to be line manager. This is going to be line manager role. We'll find some my client groups also, but we don't find any hiring process. No actions we can find related for workforce life cycle. Hiring, transfer, and other options we don't find from here. So my team is in line manager role where user can find out other information. Okay. So this is about the line manager. In case if you are going to add contingent worker, means contract employee, so that whatever the access to the contract employee is going to access that. So here the questions what we have discussed is what is role? RBAC. RBAC stands for role based access control. Based on the role, user can access the application. So Fusion applications is a RBAC application. Nothing but it's a role based access application. Based on the role, we can access the application. And what are different categories of roles or different types of roles? We have four different types or four different categories. One is abstract, job role, duty role, data roles. Where do we find the roles information here? In security console, we are going to work with the roles, either creation or customization or copy or comparison. All access will do it from the security console here. Okay, what are different types of abstract roles we have? Mainly we have three roles, that is employee role, contingent worker, line manager. Yes. What is the definition of abstract role? Abstract role will be used to access the self information, which is having the standard functionalities regarding the employee or regarding the manager we are going to have. Okay, so this is about the general questions about this basic roles related for this. Okay, thank you.